No yawning in Sheep June.
No yawning allowed. You're the one that's supposed to be tired. I mean, I guess I also I slept like 4 hours.
You didn't have to do that. Did not last very long.
This is the one that's just supposed to hang out.
Oh, wow, he can't even do that. He's crumpling.
He's crumpling. Come on, sheep. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pawlywood Pawdcast with 2 paws. Welcome to Sheep June.
The most incoherent string of words we've ever said.
It's Sheep June. We're here with some sheeps. This is what we
Happy
did
Sheep
earlier.
June.
Sheep
it's also
June.
sort of Pride Sheep June.
Yeah.
I don't think that was on purpose, but it worked out.
No, it was, my options were like various rainbows or like black, and
They weren't falling until we started.
Literally not until we started. I was like, I would rather have extra rainbow paper than, 40 sheets of black construction paper, because I didn't know what I was going to do with that. I don't know what I'm going to do with this anyway, either, but, now it's also Pride Sheep June.
Pride Sheep June. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess for those of you who are wondering what is Sheep
going
June
on
and why, we're wondering that too. But we were trying to figure out what to do next.
How to top love on a leash, which
How to top love on a leash, and we didn't have anything lined up, and we were trying to think of like what outfits we had, and you had a sheep hat and I had a sheep shirt, and so we were trying to decide between
Shaun the Sheep
and another one of our Sheep June movies.
Surprise.
It's
a secret. We're very bad at making decisions, so we were like, haha, what if we just did like a whole month of sheep instead of deciding?
And then I said Sheep June.
Sheep June.
And it stuck.
It's really catchy.
We tend to have a lot of really interesting, like, 1 a.m.
This was definitely a 1 a.m.
It's a lot of, like, 1 a.m. Sunday night. What are we doing with ourselves?
I stayed up until, like, 3 o'clock in the morning making graphics instead of, like, doing, like, work that I had to do. Because I just got into this, like, mode of, like, I have to prepare a Sheep June. This was, like, 3 weeks ago. It wasn't even urgent at all. But I had so much fun graphic designing Sheep June.
And they're really nice. I really like how the sheep in Sheep June looks through the sheep.
I was really proud of that one.
The eyes are really good. I tried to tag us on each of the eyes. So I thought that would be really, really funny.
I applaud the effort.
But, so yeah, Sheep June.
Sheep June.
And today we watched Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah.
Kicking off Sheep June.
A lot of people, I guess it's a good first one because it's sort of the obvious sheep movie. Like, that's the one that everyone has been guessing correctly.
Yeah.
The other two, one is, like, guessable, but a little more out there. One of them we didn't know it existed until we did some research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a good range of, like, niche and, like, kind of sheep genre, and age groups. Shaun the Sheep's for everyone, but maybe not these other ones.
That's true. Maybe. That's weird. So really, the kids' movies are, like, in the minority this time.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh, punk.
Hitting the wall. But Shaun the Sheep, had you seen Shaun the Sheep?
No, but I always heard people saying, like, people like my own age being like, this is a really good movie.
I think I had wanted to go because I played the Shaun the Sheep game.
Mm-hmm. Like a video game?
It was on, was your school very into cool math games?
Not very, but I remember it being vaguely a thing.
That's what whenever we'd have computer class, it was like, go on cool math games, and there was a Shaun the Sheep game on cool math games, where it was Shaun the Sheep, the little one, and then the really big one. And I think you could switch what sheep you were, and you, like, had to, like, navigate through little maps, and then you could stack them up.
This was related to math?
No, none of the cool math games
really
were.
Huh. Man, I should have been on that.
And then you'd go, and then it would be, like, the really big one is really good at pushing things, and the little one's really good at, I don't know, being little. I think there was one with long legs I could jump to. I don't remember if that was Shaun or another one. But, so then when the movie, I was like, I really want to see Shaun the Sheep, because that was all I knew it from. But I didn't. So, because I guess I was 15 and couldn't drive myself there.
sort of a weird age to see a movie like this. Because, like, as a kid, it's like, it's for you.
Yeah.
As a 23-year-old, it's like, this is funny to watch.
Yeah.
And you're sort of over the hill of, like, it's not cool to watch a kid's movie. Like, no one cares. So, yeah, this is the ideal age audience for Shaun the Sheep, is, I guess, what we're saying.
I loved it.
Go watch this movie.
I had a great time.
Me too. Should we do outfits first?
Oh, yeah, outfits. Do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
Mine's very simple. I have this hat that I really like. It has sheep on it.
It's such a good
Can they
hat.
see it, do you think? It's really hard to figure out.
Well, right now you're tilting your head away from it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It has,
good.
sheep. I don't know.
They puff out. They're really nice.
They make me so happy. You can get anything on Etsy.
They're so cute.
I love it.
And I've got another incoherent animal shirt. We think it's probably from like a pajama set, is kind of the feel and the look of it. So there's lots of little sheeps. There's apples, which I guess sheep like. And then it says, "A little sheep today, I happy very much." Which I'm not really sure what that means. But
I feel like they weren't when they made it.
I don't think so.
It's just sort of more of a sentiment than...
Yeah, but it's on there a lot, and it's in every direction. But yeah, then I've also got little... These are alpacas. I think you made these for me.
I did.
The shrinky dinks.
But they had like a huge shrinky dink phase like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Where I made like 80 of them.
I was 2 years ago now, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Which was wild.
Wow. Crazy.
The summer of shrinky dinks.
Yeah.
And then the socks are also alpacas, but they kind of have a sheep energy to them. Yeah. They're fuzzy, so.
Fuzzy animal.
Yeah. Cool Math Games was not just about math, though. That's what I...
Is that the one that had, like, Lava Boy, whatever?
Shark Girl, no.
Tell us about.
There was Fire Boy and Water Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Which was kind of similar of, like, each
Did not find out about that until much later in life.
You do each side.
Did not feel math related.
And then that was all the, like, Papa's Pizzeria and Ice Cream Maria.
What?
And...
Ice Cream Maria.
I don't even know how to describe this to someone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. But it's like a little character. They're like kind of stick figures, but kind of not. And there's like every food imaginable. And you run a restaurant and you have to like make the things. So like you put the pizza in the oven and then you put the little toppings on it and then you give it back. Somehow I think, had scammed the teacher into thinking Cool Math Games was math.
No, I can understand that.
But there was maybe like one math game on there. So.
I wonder how long that's gonna go on for.
I don't know. I was looking at I almost sent it to you and then I forgot. It was a video on Instagram of some guy like really going for it with a clown horn and like some other instruments, and it reminded me of the guy that sits on my street. And his horn.
So loud.
I saw him the other day as I was walking by. It's literally just a guy standing there with a
of course, horn. Yeah.
He looks the horn is not on the cart. It's just him holding it leaning against a tree. Like really nonchalantly.
Like, is it literally just like I will stop if you pay me?
I don't know.
Because I can't imagine anyone is drawn towards the sound.
It's really annoying. And he's not, like, enthusiastic about it. He looks like he wants to die. He looks like he hates it even more than everyone else does.
God. He's like, please, for the love of God, let me stop. Oh, that's still going. Recat time. I guess, because it's not stopping.
We're just going to keep going. So everyone enjoy the sounds of Koreatown.
Yeah, very loud city, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Hot take.
So yeah, Shaun the Sheep. It starts off with a cute little opening montage of the sheeps growing up at the farm.
It's like got like an old-fashioned filter on it and like a cute little song.
And they like take pictures, and you've got all the different sheeps, and you've got the dog that has a hat. Oh, it stopped. Yay. Yes, the dog has a hat, and the man has red hair. And they take a cute little picture together, and it's really nice.
It immediately feels like very British. Everything feels so British about it. They're on like a little like English countryside farm. And it takes about 5 minutes for us to be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna talk. Because no one has yet. It kind of feels like a long music video. And we're like, I don't think anyone is gonna talk. Yeah,
because like the opening montage, I'm like, sure, that's just, we're getting it. And then when the next scene is also kind of, a song plays in its montage, you're like, it's a music video.
Then we're like, wait a second.
And then never speak.
No one talks. Sometimes in this movie, people will sort of do like a Charlie Brown, like muffled, like, not even muffled, it's just sort of
it's
like,
just like
they just go, it's like expressive of the words without saying any words.
It's like, have you seen those videos of, where it's like how English sounds to the non-English speakers?
Yeah.
I feel like it's how a British person sounds to non-English speakers. That it made me almost wonder that I was like, maybe they're just really Irish or something. We can't understand it. Or like that's what, like maybe that's why the farmer, we can't understand him as they're coming to the big city.
That'd be really good.
But then everyone also sounds
if it was like
that.
Revealed at the end that they've been speaking English the whole time, but just with a heavy Irish accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were very excited to see that it takes place in June. It's Sheep
June.
We didn't
it starts on June 1st.
So exciting. On the calendar.
And they pull off the days. And Shaun and the other sheeps seem really annoyed with 4 days in a row of being sheep.
I get annoyed with 4 days in a row of being a person.
Yeah, but they've been sheep for their whole lives. And all of a sudden it's
It is sort of an odd... There's not really a good inciting incident for this.
No, it's just all of a sudden they're really bummed out about how they have to get up and go eat their food and then get sheared.
Here's where I wrote satanic imagery. Do you remember what I was talking about? Because we predicted we might not
know. Do you remember it?
Yeah, the farmer comes in with like the pitchfork and he has like...
He's just like shutting
his hair
the door.
Looks like
his hair looks like...
It's odd. It's an odd moment.
Yeah.
Because we kind of like him.
Well, I feel like we weren't supposed to, like, I feel like he was supposed to seem kind of boring and,
bossy.
Like, bossy.
Yeah.
Because the dog also seemed, like, kind of bossy and, like, but he was also very obedient and, like, not friends with the guy. Like, following orders.
But, yeah, so the sheep are done. They decide they're going, so in this universe, the universe of Britain... you know, like the thing where like this, you think about sheep jumping, you count the sheep jumping to fall asleep. So the sheep can like entrance and like hypnotize people by like jumping over a fence, and then it makes people sleepy, which is really cute and fun. So they like get the farmer to fall asleep by like jumping around. And then they're like, oh haha, we're gonna like be sneaky and like take over his house and have like a fun little...
Well, because a bus goes by and there's a picture on it that says like, take a break, vacation.
Yeah.
And they're like,
gotta do that.
We want a vacation.
A staycation, I guess.
Yeah. But then the dog is like, why'd you do that? And then they kind of fight, I guess. And then all of a sudden the man is in a trailer.
Yeah.
I don't remember how that happened.
Me either. I wasn't looking.
And the trailer, like, gets loose. And
runaway, like,
goes
camper.
to the big city.
So this farm seems very, very, like, bucolic and, like, middle of nowhere, but it rolls for, like, 4 seconds and is suddenly, like, in the city. Yeah. So I guess it's very close to the city, or it moved very fast.
I guess.
But yeah, he's still asleep. He's been like, it's as if they've drugged him. It's like how long he stays asleep in this moving trailer.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think it was partially because they put,
the headphones
like,
on
noise
him.
Counseling headphones kind of on him.
True.
So maybe that, because he was
he doesn't feel the bumping of the trailer falling downhill.
I think they had, like, drawn on the window, so it looked like it was nighttime. If he woke up.
Clever. I bet that would work.
Yeah, but he goes all the way to the big city, and he crashes in the big city, and he loses his memory.
Yeah, amnesia is like a big plot point.
Yeah, he goes to the hospital, and they're like, showing him pictures of different
professions,
and he really lingers on the farmer, but still doesn't know it. Yeah. So they just put that he has no memory. That's his diagnosis, or memory loss. That's
what it is. And you thought it said diagnosis man.
Yeah. Well, they wrote M-E, like, and then M as they wrote it, but I thought it was, and I was like, are they just gonna diagnose him man? Men. And then they name him Mr. X.
Oh yeah.
Which is
like a Bond villain.
Yeah. That makes more sense why they did the wolf, like why we were like Wolverine.
Oh, I was like, this is a really specific reference to just pick for no reason. You're right. That's it. You're so right.
Between that and the claws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, so the dog, who's like his right-hand man, tracks him down into the big city and like puts on like a doctor's uniform and then just like is like suddenly doing surgery. Mm-hmm. I looked down for like 2 seconds and I looked up and he's like in a surgical room with like a scalpel. Surgery.
I think he was trying to find the man.
Yeah, but like, he just sort of got roped into
he walked
his cosplay.
I guess. But then he looked over and there was a skeleton in the corner and he really likes bones.
Weird. Music starts playing.
The music was like sexy music.
It was weirdly sexy.
And he didn't want a bone, he wanted 2 bone.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, he starts licking the bone, and everyone's like, "What is going on?" He's just licking this like human skeleton.
So they kick him out, or no? That's when they call them the man, the like dog catcher.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's such a thing in dog movies.
Yeah,
especially.
You're right. Was this ever a real thing?
I don't know if it was ever a real thing, but that's always the villain in like dog and animal movies. Have we watched any on this that have done that yet?
Probably like Underdog maybe, or Shaggy Dog. I feel like would have had that.
Like the Mad Scientist.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like that's super. The like dog catcher is always though. Isn't a lot of them is the bad guy, but like I've never heard of that in real life.
I guess Animal Control. It's just like a less scary version of Animal Control. I guess it's like more palatable to children. I don't know.
It's like yeah.
But yeah, so the sheep meanwhile have been like having party night.
They have party night, but then they go outside and they realize we don't know how to feed ourselves. We don't know how to like take care of a farm. And like Shaun the sheep tries to drive a tractor and it goes badly and it just is kind of a mess. So their big plan is
to get the man back.
Yeah. I think another bus comes by and it's like, go now.
They all get on the bus.
Yeah, and they all go to
the big
city. And they dress up like people. And they wander around the big city. And there's a song that seems like it was written for the movie.
It was very confusing. It must have been, right? But it was like a weird... It felt very...
We're going to the city and we're looking for a farmer. And it was like...
But it was like a pop girl, like...
It felt very early 2000s and this is from 2005. Or 2015, I mean. So that was kind of confusing.
Pretty good song, though.
Yeah.
Banger.
But they, like, have a nice time and look for the guy.
So they go to a restaurant and get into shenanigans where, like, they don't know how to, like... They go to, like, a fancy restaurant. That's, like, the first plan of action because they're hungry. Mm-hmm. But they don't know, like, what a restaurant is. They're trying to, like, eat the menu. Man.
Sheep. Come on, man.
Yeah, so they're like biting the menu and putting salt on it, and then of course chaos ensues.
Which I still don't, because like it's very established that the sheep can read.
Yeah.
But they don't.
They are just
read the menu.
Incompetent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they don't know what a menu is. They don't know that they're supposed to open it.
They know how to work a bus.
Well, that's true.
Clothes, but not a menu.
Yeah.
I guess you don't really go out to eat in the farm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not their fault.
So they eat the menu and they look over and there's like a guy who's fancy and he's like I don't know, he's just being normal. And so they copy him, but then like he drops silverware and they all throw their silverware on the ground. And then the dog catcher, the animal catcher comes up and he is looking for them. Maybe he's just...
Oh, and every time he shows up, he has this amazing, like, rock music, like, theme song, like a little riff. And it's so funny every time. It's really good. He's, like, this weird, like, supervillain character.
Yeah. So he's, like, trying to get the sheep
Trying to contain them.
Trying to contain them.
Whenever he catches an animal, we
takes
get like a
really...
mug shot and it says contained.
Like a big stamp on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little sheep eats a big cake,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're trying to hide from him, and he like flirts with one of the sheep people.
Yeah, there's like a weird like C plot of like the dog catcher keeps flirting with the sheep, thinking it's a like human woman.
Yeah.
And she sort of goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, one of the clothing disguises unravels after getting stuck on a cart.
Yes.
And it's revealed they are all sheep.
They're all sheep.
Chaos.
We had
There's fish everywhere.
No idea that
so much happening.
And that's fun because the music is like, there's a guy playing the piano
it's really
and it's
good.
going with the...
it's like diegetic fancy restaurant music, but it like goes up and like gets like intense to match like what's happening in the scene. Very clever use of music, which I guess we have a segment for, but just a good moment for that.
Yes. Yeah, and then what? Oh, then the guy, the fancy guy, he's like mad about his hair. And so he goes to the hairdresser and they're like, I don't know what to do with it. And then the farmer has wandered in.
Yeah.
Oh, he sees the shears.
He sees through the window. Like, he has like a flashback.
And he's like, I know shears.
I remember that.
And so he goes in and like, the way he cuts her is so funny because he grabs him like under his arm like a sheep. And then just like, but he shears this man's head and he gives
into
him
like the Shaun the Sheep
style. And this man's like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And this is like a celebrity man.
Oh my god.
He's an influencer. Just let it rest.
We're just slowly losing them.
Yeah. This one is staying longer than I thought.
There's a lot of tape on that one.
But yeah, we get like a social media montage because it's 2015. The kids gotta know how cool
and everyone loves
is.
this haircut.
Yeah, there's like a Doge meme of the guy.
Yes.
He becomes like a celebrity chef, but like for hairstyling.
They have like a photo, the photo shoot where he's doing like a Wolverine with style of his little
really good
claws.
Yeah, so he becomes like a huge celebrity in the big city. He's got like billboards. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, I don't really remember, at some point, I don't really remember how Shaun the Sheep got captured.
I think they just the dog catcher puts them all in like dog prison.
Yeah, he only captures Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah.
Though. And he puts him in dog prison.
And there's like a dog that has like knuckle tattoos that say like bark and bite, which is really good.
And that's where he runs into the dog again, the dog from the farm.
Yeah. Oh, and there's that weird little trash dog.
Yes, the trash dog, which apparently is a dog, but I
could not tell.
Buy it. It's
like a dog rat hybrid.
Kind of like a possum a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
That energy, but like not looking.
It looks like
it's like
what's
beige.
It called? Alf.
Yes. It's Alf.
But what is Alf? Alf is just like, isn't Alf an alien?
Maybe it was an alien.
But I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's clearly supposed to be a dog. It keeps barking, but it doesn't look like a dog. It's weird. Because then also the dog from the farm walks on two legs like a human.
Yeah.
And this dog doesn't. So I don't know.
But yeah, so they go to like dog prison, meet some characters of dog prison.
Like a fish.
Like a fish.
And
the dog catcher. Yeah.
And a cat.
People are like coming in to adopt them. No one wants Shaun. He's a sheep.
But they want the chameleon.
Yeah. How do they get out of the prison?
That's when the other sheep
they like rescue him.
And they break down the wrong cell. I think in the one that the guy keeps flirting with, that one comes in and is like, oh, mister, here's your business card.
Oh, yeah.
I've kissed the business card. I like you. And then I think he realizes it's a sheep or something. And then that runs. And then, they open the wrong door. And so Shaun the Sheep has chalk somehow all of a sudden. And he draws a window or like a hole in the wall on his wall. And the dog catcher falls for it and like goes in. And they swap and lock him in there.
Very clever.
And then the sheeps are like, oh my god. There's the poster of
they have
farmer.
an exciting moment. They find the billboard of the man and it says, he is here. Which is the funniest way to advertise.
There's a map and there's no street names on it. There's just a dot on it.
Even though we've seen like written signs before, this one is just like an empty map. He is here with a QR code on the other side.
He also had a bracelet with a QR code in the poster, I think. And I'm not sure.
Not one of those.
I'm wondering if it was his like hospital bracelet.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's what it was.
So I don't know.
But yeah, they're so excited and they go find him because he is here. But oh my god, he still has amnesia and doesn't remember.
And he like kicks them out.
And he shoots him away.
It was really cute when the dog came in and like tried to comfort him and like helped him out. It's really cute. And then they run into the rat dog again.
Yeah.
And the rat dog's like, come to my crib.
Live in the sewer.
The sewer.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I also was confused because they went into a sewer and then they ended up not in a sewer. And then
there's a really big sewer. I don't know.
The baby sheep is really sad.
Yeah.
And so they start singing a sheep song.
Yeah, they're all like living in the sewer and they have an a cappella little
song
that I really like. And
then it cuts to the farmer and
he hears
them and he starts singing along.
Because it's like the theme song that we've been hearing the whole movie, and
I almost cried.
This is a really good movie, guys. Like
it was really I don't know, something about that scene. It just really got me.
Yeah.
I think because they were friends.
They were friends. Yeah.
I love when animals are friends. But yeah, so then they hatch a plan.
They start doing what looks like alchemy, but it's really unclear.
Shaun is like. He's drawing on a board and he's like, we have to get him to the farm and that's how he's going to remember us. And he's like, how are we going to do that? And the rat dog is like, I don't even know, just hanging out in a pile of trash. And Shaun's like, I have an idea. But like, none of it you don't get what the idea is. It's just a montage of them
there's no talking.
Building.
Yeah. And it's very unclear what they're building, but then I was thrilled to see they've made like a giant Trojan horse full of sheep. Yeah. And this is my favorite. This is the one movie reference that I did notice before looking at the trivia, is they have the Monty Python coconuts that they're like knocking together to make the horse sound, which was really funny. And then there's just like a whole series of butt jokes. With the Trojan horse getting stuff like stuck up its ass.
It's like dog catcher and then gets stuck.
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, the way they retighten the asshole is awful.
Sphincter.
It's so like, why did they make it like that? Because it literally is a hole and then they just tighten it back
too much.
And then immediately after they shoot out like a fire extinguisher type thing.
To propel
them. But that was also because they went and kidnapped the guy, farmer, and they did the sheep.
Yeah, they made him fall asleep.
Jumping, and everyone else around them fell asleep too.
So it's like the farmer asleep with like a disguise and like a little like sparkly cowboy hat on, riding this Trojan horse full of sheep that everyone is like, yeah, that looks like a normal situation. This looks like a real horse in the
And then when the dog catcher gets too close, they're like, now we're on wheels, and it turns into like a skater horse.
Oh, it was amazing.
We're like the
ultimate vehicle.
It's like a bicycle wheel on each front paws, and then like chair wheels on the back paws. And then they just somehow get back to the farm. They zoom all the way there.
They do. But yeah, they get back to the farm.
And the pigs that have taken over the house are like, let's clean up really fast.
Yeah, they've turned like all the portraits into like they do like American Gothic with the farmer, which is funny.
And they get the man back and he's asleep still. And then the dog catcher shows up, and even though they're out of the big city and he doesn't really have jurisdiction anymore, he's like, it's not time to contain. It's time to exterminate. And he's literally about to kill them. So all the sheep go and hide in like a little barn. And the dog catcher comes on the like tractor. It's not a tractor. What are those things called? The construction things?
Yeah. The crane?
No. But no, it's like a little...
I don't know. a big shovel thing.
We just
you know
it.
What we mean.
And he goes and tries to scoop the house, and somehow his thing is also that he takes caution tape, and he's like wraps.
Gotcha.
He's gotta fence off the scene before he catches anything, but then he like wraps up the barn and then like rolls it.
It turns into like the house from Up.
Yeah.
Full of sheep.
And that's when Shaun and the dog are really scared, and they go to hug the man, and he wakes up, and they all hug, and he looks in the like glass of the window, and it fades into the baby sheep picture that they took. And that was really cute. Yeah, and then he hugs them tight.
It cured his amnesia.
Yeah. But then they're almost pushed off a cliff, and the dog catches there, and they're like, go away. How did they defeat him?
I don't know. I didn't write it down. I was researching yay or nay.
I was too busy making sheep.
The
bull.
Oh yeah, there's a bull. And we get like a POV shot of the bull.
Yeah.
From the bull.
Does he kick him off the cliff?
And he crashes into a pile of manure.
Oh.
And that's his fate on like the other side of like the gulch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
I saw that but forgot that was what happened immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was how they woke up the farmer too. It was like smelling salts.
Yes, like smelling salts of just poo.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of manure that you can use for many things on the farm, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, so then and then the farmer and the dog are like, get up, sheep. And they see the schedule of all the things to do today. Which I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking, but it's just like, eat.
Wake up, eat. Oh, God, awful.
Too many chores, and they're just standing there. It's chores for the farmer. I'm not really sure what chores these sheep are doing that are like, I don't know. But then the dog's like, no, we're going to have fun. And he balls it up and kicks it to the goat on the farm, which I think is the first time we saw the goat was there.
Yeah.
And then it ends. It's the credits. And you got some fun little pictures of what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
Like the animal control turns into the animal saving or something. The farmer sees himself as the hairdresser on the news and is like, what? I think that's how it ends.
Yeah.
That's the last one. And then it has a wild rap about Shaun the Sheep over the credits.
The song was crazy.
Which, because you missed some of the credits pictures, little snippets, and you were like, what did I miss? And I could not focus on anything but the sheep song, because it was really
good.
It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, got some after credits, but nothing really juicy. Just fun shenanigans.
Yeah.
And a little thing at the end where it's it's over, leave the theater, and then you see a sheep cleaning.
Yeah.
As if it's the theater.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah, but that's the movie.
Quite simple.
It's quite simple.
Breezed our way through.
It was really nice.
Segment time.
Top dog. Any favorite quotes? I wrote down blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There weren't any quotes. I mean, I wrote down some of the signs that I liked. I liked the "He is here" sign. I liked the signs on the bus. I liked the bite and the bark tattoo, knuckle tattoos.
I liked the character of the sheep who had the two different size eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked whenever the people kind of talked and it was just incoherent.
What was
favorite
your top dog?
Ooh, my top dog.
This chair's really squeaky.
See, the sheep song was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
But as a thing that made the movie, I either think the sheep family is their cute family, or just how British it was.
Yeah.
That's what.
I feel like I gotta give it to just the craftsmanship of stop motion. I'm always impressed by it, even though it creeps me out.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, any favorite moments that you really didn't highlight? I mean, when the rat dog got adopted by the bus driver and they both had a weird tooth.
Yeah,
I thought that was nice.
That was nice.
I liked the pigs in the house. What was your favorite animal performance?
The weird little rat dog.
Yeah. I think I really liked Just the really, really big sheep and the really, really little sheep were good.
I liked the rotund, enormous sheep.
And the way the one had the 2 eyes, like you
Yeah.
said. Really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that the, like, mom sheep had little curlers on its head.
Mm-hmm. All the sheep had a different, like, style of fur, which was nice.
They just were really expressive.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Even though they didn't say anything, they made really good sheep noises, and they gestured a lot.
More expressive than our dead-eyed, blank stare
I
sheep.
think because a lot of the ones I saw, somehow they, like, made white, like, you know, white around the eyes. And I wasn't sure if it was googly eyes, which I didn't have any. But this also works.
Still good.
Yeah.
For those of straight into my soul.
For those of you just listening, we're talking about the sheep on the wall that we made. Because I love
like
a good kindergarten craft.
Sydney texted me and was like, "Do you want to make sheep?" Yes, of course.
And it's like, you know, if you want to make it yourself, you need a piece of paper and you just throw down some glue and cotton balls in a circle, and then you cut out a little sheep face and little sheep feet, and you glue those on, and you've got a sheep.
But it's very easy to mess up the proportions.
Yeah.
You run out of paper.
Yeah.
Like this one. Anyway.
Some of them are... This one's head is way too big.
Like
that one's really tiny.
Yeah.
This one's also really tiny. So, but I think they're nice.
Very nice.
Perspective. Neither one of us have... You hadn't seen this. So, I mean...
I exceeded my expectations, though. Even though I was like, everyone always says it's really good, and I was like, it's just a sheep movie. What is it? But the style was very unique.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised.
I think if I had seen this as a kid, I mean, even when it came out when I was like 15, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much. Because I feel like now I have an appreciation for this. And the more animals movies we watch, obviously, you know, they're really an art form.
Movies?
Animal movies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, movies in general, but like, animal movies.
Yeah.
Animal movies. But I mean, but I did love some of the other ones because this is like people that did Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run.
Which I was terrified of as a child.
Which I really enjoyed.
That whole style. It's probably good I didn't watch this as a kid, or I would have been so scared.
I feel like this, I mean, it's the people that are the scary
That's true.
things.
The sheep are nice.
And then the whole idea of Chicken Run. So, we'll have to do that at some point, because have you seen that in a while?
I can't remember. I don't remember if the one I got scared of as a kid was that or the Were-Rabbit.
The Were-Rabbit is, the people in that are terrifying. But it's, who is it that I think it's the man that turns into a big rabbit. I liked that because anything with a rabbit, I was on board. My sister hated it. I really liked it. And then Chicken Run, because it's based on the book The Great Escape, which is about prisoners of war in World War II.
Naturally good material for
which I've read that book and seen that movie now, because I reread that in like 7th or 8th grade, and the teacher was like, "Who's seen Chicken Run?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I love Chicken Run." And everyone kind of looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, there's like all the chickens are British, and then there's like the American who shows up, and he's like, we're escaping. Come on, man." And then in that Great Escape, they dig their way out, but in this, they're gonna fly. Because
they don't run. What's the namesake?
No. Well, I think they do eventually because they can't fly. But then, like, the chicken... Or it's a rooster that shows up, American Rooster. And he is from the circus and shoots out of a cannon. So he's like, "I'm really good at flying. I can teach you how to fly." But he can't actually fly. It's like a whole scam. But then the whole thing is the farmer... like, goes out and picks one every so often to turn into chicken pie. And that's, like, really violent. Like, you see them make the chicken pie. I don't think you actually see, like... But you see, like, how it happens.
Yeah.
So.
Teaching children about the industrialization
and that woman
of the
is really
industry.
creepy looking. So. They're really... The way they do their people is...
It's horrifying.
A choice.
It's
so...
Even now... No.
Yeah. I think, though, like, this had the feeling of, a movie, like, I felt the nostalgia factor. I felt like it was, oh, this is a movie I loved when I was a kid, and it's so cute.
Came out when we were in high school.
And I was like, I've never seen this before. There's nothing to be nostalgic about because I've never seen this movie.
It did capture something kind of timeless.
But I think when it was when they all sang.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm about to cry. It reminded me a lot of how I feel when I rewatch, like, Piglet's Big Movie. Did you ever watch that?
I don't think so.
Oh my god. I like, the last time I think I watched it a couple of years ago. So that was one of my favorite movies. I loved Winnie the Pooh. And the whole premise of that movie is that Piglet is, like, doesn't feel like he's doing enough for his friends. And so he goes off, I think he has a scrapbook of all their memories. And he's like, I'm going to go off and, like, get them something. I'm going to do something really big for them. But then he gets lost, and all of the animals go together, and they pick up the little scrapbook picture memories and relive it. And every time they're like, we love Piglet and our friends, and everyone's so sad. And they have little songs, and then they go and they save Piglet, and they're like, Piglet, you really matter. You're our friend. We love you. Whatever the last time I watched it, probably like 5 years ago, I sobbed the entire way through. Partially because it's really cute, but also I was like I don't know, I really loved it. It was one of the first movies I remember seeing. But something about that, I was like, this is similar energy, but I've never seen this movie before.
Oh, should I tell the story of the one movie that made me aggressively cry?
Yeah.
Which, also, if you haven't seen Feed the Kitty, like the old Chuck Jones short cartoon from, like, the 60s, that one makes me emotional. Not cry, but emotional. You must see it.
I have to be in, like, I usually don't cry at things that much.
That one will get you, though.
But if it's...
That one got me.
I don't know, Piglet's Big Movie. It's something about the songs, too, because I always listen to the songs. I can't remember what... There's one about they build a house for Eeyore, because Eeyore's sad and doesn't have a home. And so they're like, we're going to build you a little home. Eeyore. And they have a little party for him.
My favorite character from anything.
Yeah, but it's just so... Something about the way they, like... Piglet's like... Nobody cares about me. And then they go through all these stories and they're like, Piglet's the hero of every story. We love him. And it's really cute. Now we gotta watch it.
Oh boy. We got so many on the list. But yeah, so I've never been a person that cries at movies. I'm a movie person. I like movies. Sometimes they'll make me feel something, but I just don't have that response where I, like, start crying from a movie. I don't know why. It's just like a personality type thing that I just don't have that trait. For whatever reason. But the one movie that really got me for some reason, like 2 years ago at Christmas, I was like, I gotta watch a random Christmas movie because it's like Christmas Eve and I can't sleep. So I'll put on like a streaming Christmas movie. And I watched the gay Christmas rom-com with Kristen Stewart and Aubrey Plaza, Happiest Season. Yeah. And I don't know what happened to me, but like halfway through that movie, I started like aggressively crying, and I don't like even have like a tear at movies, like sad movies. This is not that good of a movie. It's not that sad. It's not that great. It's like a solid like 3-star movie from Hulu. I started like sobbing, and I did not stop until like 20 minutes after the movie ended.
See, I still can't figure out why that was.
No, it doesn't make sense because I'm not even gay.
You texted me and you were like, why am I crying?
People are always like, oh, it must have been like representation. And I'm like, I can't even like use that as like a reason. It's not even a good movie. Because
I went and watched it and I was like, am I gonna cry? And I did not.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I think I was just in like a state of mind that night or something. So I feel like if I watched it again, it would be fine.
Because like I feel like I have when shows that I really care about ending.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I cried through the last episode or 2 of BoJack Horseman when it ended because I was like so into it. But it was like I've waited like 4 months.
Yeah, this was not the case.
Until it's like a day where I know I can cry, so I can really feel it. And I was like, I'm gonna sit in my room in the dark and I'm gonna cry about this.
Yeah, this wasn't even that scenario. I didn't think I was in a weird mood, but like something came over me and I like could not stop crying. It's not even like a sad movie, really. It's like a cheesy, like, I don't know. Something in there really got to me. I don't know. What a night. That's the one. And now I like, yeah, that's the one movie that made me cry. and I have to live with that forever.
Funny. I don't know when. It's the last time I cried at was some show again, and when it was ending, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. In my adult life, the only one to do that to me.
That's really fun. But didn't someone think you meant Happy Feet?
Yes, who was it that thought that?
I don't remember.
Oh, that was so funny.
You were telling someone and they're like, Happy Feet with the penguin?
But then the actual answer like doesn't make more sense. It was like, oh, that'd be so dumb. No, it was Happiest
Crying
Season.
Over Happy Feet makes more sense, honestly.
So I had to be like, no, I meant the other one that isn't even like at least an animated kids movie to cry at. Just random gay Hulu rom-com about Christmas that no one really liked that much.
No.
No idea. Absolutely no clue.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess should we... I don't know what else
Still think
to
about
say
that sometimes because I can't figure it out. But then we don't need to get into a full podcast of Happiest Season, but
well, I guess on to music. Don't stop the music. I mean, the music I really enjoyed.
Very good. Like, doesn't seem like it would work because it was like a different person picked every single song.
Yes.
But the fact that it was so all over the place, it kind of made it work.
A lot of it had a similar kind of...
Yeah.
Like,
some of it would like tie in like a
vibe.
theme from like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love when songs are too on the nose. When they played Bad to the Bone while the dog catcher was watching them on like the jail cameras. Really fun.
Very good. Good use of licensing.
Yes.
Money. Yeah.
I liked when they I don't even know what that was. I said looking montage. What? Oh, I think that was on when they played that song about when they were looking and dressed as people. Sheeple. Sorry.
Sheeple.
And then the end rap. I mean, you can't.
Very, very good.
Any song that's like investing in its own song about the movie. Yeah. I really like.
Like all the Fast and Furious movies that your sister didn't believe.
Yes. I still, because I went, of course, and then I tried to find all of them. I was like, look, I'm going to look up in Spotify, and there's going to be a playlist, and all be right here. I couldn't find a single one. I clearly was searching wrong, but I was
It's like a collective insanity that we shared.
Yeah, but they all, because I know they do, the only one I remember is like,
it's all the same. They're just like Fast and Furious.
A couple of them were like songs that were a thing.
Oh, really?
And I was like, now that I sit here, the Fast and Furious credits play, and I realize they're talking about Fast and Furious. I'm like, why is this on the radio?
They should have just had Vin Diesel sing them all. Elevate his singing.
Oh my god,
that would have been the only way they could have gotten better.
Oh, that would have been really good.
Maybe
I know Pitbull did one, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I want to see Pitbull.
He feels like the music version of Vin Diesel.
A Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, he feels like the one celebrity that should be there that they haven't gotten yet, because they've got everyone else.
It's gotta be the next villain. It'd be really fun.
I hope he just like plays himself. That'd be so good. Why isn't he in this yet?
Pitbull. Or like, don't call him Pitbull. Just call him Mr. Worldwide.
That sounds like a Fast and Furious villain already. Yeah. Yeah. Or they could just call him like a different type of dog. And just like never address it. They call him like German Shepherd.
Yeah, Shannon Rottweiler.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
Rottweiler. Yeah.
That's a pretty good pitch, actually. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Fast
Vin Diesel.
What are they gonna call?
I was also
I'm pitching. I hope it's Fast X, Fast Y, and Fast Z.
Oh, that's
because it's
fun.
like a trilogy ending.
I like that.
They can't not do that. That's so perfect.
X squared.
XYZ is so.
XYZ is really good.
Maybe
it'll be Fast X Furious X.
Fast X Furious Y. Just Z. Nothing else. Like Beyonce.
Yeah.
Movie titles. You already know what it is.
You
You don't need any other words.
Okay. Hoo-hoo.
Hoo-hoo.
So
no one has like a recognizable voice.
I feel like the question for this now though is if it was live action, who would play the different people? Like who plays the people, farmer? Who
like one of those like
catcher?
Disney ones where it's like CG animals and like human people. I feel like if like Disney did this, they would put like Zach Galifianakis as like the dog catcher. But if this was made in like 2009 when he was like doing stuff like that, the farmer, he was giving me vibes of like he could be like the mayor from Schitt's Creek. I think it's just because he has red hair.
Yeah,
but he kind of had that vibe.
Who was it? Okay, I don't remember which guy it is in Fleabag. Who was in... He's just, like, such a British man. I feel like it's the one...
It's the one with the teeth?
No.
Or the handsome one?
I don't remember any.
So many British men in that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know who you're talking about, but that sounds cool.
Who else has like red hair?
Who else is a human? Like a really weirdly like famous like big person would be good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like someone who would do it just like for fun.
Yeah.
You know? Like Harry Styles would like be in this because he has such a weird slate of filmography.
I think about all the time how Christopher Nolan was like, I gotta cast unknown actors.
Yeah.
Let me cast Harry Styles.
And they were all like, should we
and
tell
everyone
him?
was like, excuse me, he's one of the most famous people. What are you doing?
Said he liked his classical face.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason they got the gas station man. The dog catcher. I don't know where I saw that was.
Gas station man.
Oh, that's why he gives me Gaston vibes from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yes.
So I don't know who was that in the live action one.
I don't know, but I feel like he could be like Henry Cavill. That's who that looks
Henry
like.
Cavill.
Yeah. Just man.
Or like somebody from one of the villains from Pirates of the Caribbean. Not Javier Bardem. Who was the one that was and not Bill Nighy with the squid face?
Don't remember.
And not the one in the first one. It's like the one other one that I can. It's another.
It's me.
I'm not thinking of who the other one is, and that's also not good. So I don't know who I'm thinking of.
This is just another one of those episodes where we don't know who anyone is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
but like a piratey man, I think.
Piratey man. Okay.
A piratey man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that feels right.
Maybe I was thinking about it before. Because I really just can't stop thinking about him as King Triton in New Little Mermaid.
I gotta see it just for him. It sounds so cringy.
It's just really, every time he shows up, it's like a, huh? Like, I really wanted to laugh, but like, here I am in a full theater, and I don't think everyone else is gonna laugh at Javier right now. I'm just
floating around.
I think it was because he's just kind of like resting there in space, and he's talking like a crab that looks like an actual crab, and I hated that. I hated Sebastian and Flounder Terrified. Like,
I
awful.
heard that was strange.
Yeah, really not great.
I could have seen Benedict Cumberbatch as like a schlocky like British villain, like old era like Benedict Cumberbatch before he was like in stuff.
Yeah.
Being like
What's
weird
his name?
British
what
man.
Other man from Sherlock?
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, make him the farmer.
Yeah,
like he's got that kind of like.
This is like a weird like hallucinogenic
curmudgeon
dream of Sherlock.
like.
That's true. That's true.
Kind of.
Yeah. Could be a weird spin-off of either of those franchises.
If it was an American version, I don't know why I'm thinking Harrison Ford would be funny.
It would be because he'd play it so serious.
Yeah, it just wouldn't really work.
No.
Would it be funny?
What's the next one?
Where's the train go?
Oh, well, there was one.
There was a train. If you had to put another train in another place. Well, where was it in the actual thing? It was the trailer that the farmer was on, almost got hit by a train.
I think so. It was a brief moment.
If
what's going on out there?
I don't know. If I were to add another train, I would put the sheeple on a train, looking like going for the city.
Oh,
which isn't really how the big city works here. But
no.
I mean, if it was actual like London, they've got the Tube, isn't that what it's called there?
Yeah.
So I put them on the Tube. I think that'd be good.
See the sights.
Yeah, just like a nice, like an awkward of like the sheeple sitting there on the seats.
Oh, they should have been on like one of those double-decker buses.
Oh, that would have been
buses.
good.
I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be London or just like a whole other thing.
I don't either, because it felt like...
Didn't feel really like an attempt at London.
I don't really know
just
much
like
about
city.
The other cities.
No.
In Britain. So I'm not really sure where it was supposed to be.
Generic.
It's just the big city.
That's like the biggest city.
I appreciate the way that they didn't name it and they just called it the big city. Because I feel like sometimes you don't know if you want to make up your own city and give it a real name, like a fake name.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like Metropolis, but even more vague.
Yeah, it's even better than that. Yeah. Okay. What are we rating it? How many paws?
Oh, 3.5.
That's what I was going to say.
Same as Love on a Leash.
It's very
rated
good. Love on a Leash lower, I think. What did I rate Love on a Leash? 3?
I feel like you gave it 3 and I gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
No, I gave it 4.
It's a different, as we were saying then, there are different kinds of good.
There are. Yes. This is actually
good.
Still goofy and
Love on a Leash is good for friend night.
Friend night.
That's my favorite in friend. Like, I just
too.
really like that. Yeah.
So useful. I didn't stop him because I was like,
That's really good.
It is that.
Like, I'm going to use that in my life.
And then people are
going to
be like, excuse me?
It's friend night.
I guess so.
I mean, because there's like, I feel like family night, like hang out with your family.
That's true.
Or like date night.
Yeah.
How about we hang out with your pals?
Yeah.
Friend night.
Yeah.
When you're watching Love on a Leash.
It's a special type of vibe. You know, that everyone needs more of in their life.
Yeah, I agree. Well, now we're on to
Is it time?
Yay or nay.
One?
I've just been sitting here drawing lines.
How nice.
I'm not really sure what this is, but
I've done yay or nay today because we forgot that
it.
someone was supposed to do it, and I looked them up instead of watching the credits, so I didn't know what was happening with those. Anyway, I wrote a bunch of things down. We'll see which ones I can read. It might be like Cocaine Bear, where I thought I had like 30 and then there were like 2.
That was really funny though, the way you spent the entire hour and a half hyping it up. You're like, I've got so many, they're so good. And then we're like, it's yay or nay time. And then you're like, give me a couple minutes. And we had to stop while you looked for them.
They were just like on my phone and I had them down.
Only had like 2 or 3.
Yeah. There were more that I found later that were like in a different folder. I was a mess that day. Anyway. Yay or nay, there is a sequel movie featuring an alien crash landing.
Yeah, it's Sheepmageddon or something?
Llamageddon? No, that's a different thing.
It's
like, there is a llama one.
It's like Sheepmageddon.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Armageddon, Sheepmageddon.
Yeah, there's an alien, like, E.T. style sequel, which is nice. I didn't know there were more of these, because this one was such a hit.
Yeah,
None of the other ones were.
Yeah, I feel like the other ones might not have been theater movies. Maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
Yay or nay. As we talked about, maybe it should. The movie does actually feature a cameo of a Chicken Run character.
I mean, the rooster looks like it is a chicken bird. The rooster that kept showing up reminded me of the chickens and stuff in Chicken Run, but it's not. I know that's not in it. I feel like there is. I feel like one of the people pops up in the background.
Nay, there were cameos from the Penguin Burglar from The Wrong Trousers and Miss Thrip from Were Rabbit appears in the background of some of the city scenes.
I don't remember.
But not
who
anyone from Chicken Run. No idea.
If it's the main one, she's got distinctive hair, so I feel like
probably
it's
not her.
Probably not her.
Smaller.
She's got hair like, I think it's supposed to be like carrot vibes, where it's like orange and bumps 3 feet out from each side of her
weird,
head.
Like Elizabethan like hairstyles. That's like, how did anyone like this? Like,
It's like a loaf of bread through the middle of her head.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is not yay or nay format. I just thought it was fun.
Okay.
What does the QR code scan to on the He Is Here poster if you actually scan it?
I mean, I feel like it's got to be the website.
Yeah, it's just the Shaun the Sheep website.
That's nice.
But I thought that was fun.
That is good. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, we should scan it.
We would have been so thrilled. Okay. So there's moments throughout this movie when we wondered if it was like, if this was a political film.
Yeah.
Because the dog catcher's name is Trumper. And we were like, this is 2015, like, I don't know, it would have been in development pretty early because it's stop motion, but like, he's like a bad guy. There's all these scenes where like sometimes it'll even cover up like the ER, so you just see Trump and it's like, whoa, maybe this was on purpose. Okay, so I did my research. Yay or nay, this was an intentional reference to Donald Trump. The moment of truth.
See, it feels like it wasn't, but how could you keep that name and not be trying to make some, like, how could you like, why wouldn't you change the name if you weren't? I feel like it's not, because isn't this from, like, isn't Shaun the Sheep a show? Or wasn't it? Is that what we were talking about?
It was, yeah.
Was the show first, or
if the character was in that or not?
Oh.
I think the show was first.
So I was gonna say, if it was from that already, maybe it's not.
Mm.
I'm gonna say... Wait, what was the question? So is it political?
Is it a reference to Trump?
No.
You are correct. Apparently, Trump is like, in British slang, means fart, which is also funny for its own reasons.
I feel like I did know that.
So it was like a reference, but not to him. It was just like, haha, fart man.
This is so thinly related. Did you ever watch the Barbie Princess and the Pauper movie?
I feel like Talia like made us watch part of it like in college.
Okay, because that's my favorite of
the only one I would
movies.
like watch as a kid was Fairytopia and like maybe Swan Lake.
Princess and the Pauper I watched probably 200 times. I had my 5th or 6th birthday was Princess and the Pauper themed. I was Annalise for Halloween one year, very into it. But the villain song, incredible. Listen to it. But there's a part where he goes, "You can bet your bullion." And he like kind of shakes his ass a little bit. And so me and my sister like, bullion must mean butt. And so whenever it happened, we would giggle. It means money or something. It fully doesn't.
It's like a stock cube that you put in like a soup.
Yeah, I know. But we were like, ha 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 ha. We thought, and so we would always like say bullion and like giggle. And my mom was like, I don't know, like just doesn't get it. It was kind of like, where are they getting this from? This isn't anything. It's just kind of nonsense, but okay, sure. But that was like a kid. Kids making up stuff. Kids would like that joke.
Yeah, British kids love Trumper. Well, so this one this is a fun format where I just ask questions in any way I please.
That's
Which
good.
film is not allegedly, most of these factor from like IMDb trivia page. It lists like so many films that this film is allegedly like referencing visually. And I'm like, there's no way all of these are accurate. Some of this is probably just a coincidence, but which one of these is not allegedly referenced?
Okay.
Silence of the Lambs, Wolverine, Casablanca, Return of the Jedi, Shawshank Redemption, Taxi Driver, Cape Fear, Cars. All but one of those allegedly are homaged to.
Okay, wait, go down those slowly.
Silence of the Lambs.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, lambs, sure.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Casablanca.
Sure, yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Okay.
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Yes, that definitely is.
Yeah. Taxi Driver.
I don't remember anything that happens to Taxi Driver. Okay, wait. Keep going.
Cape Fear.
I've never seen Cape Fear, so it may just have to be my guess, because I don't
Cars.
know it. Referencing Cars feels like a interesting
That one was
choice.
the one that one allegedly is true, but that feels like the one that's just like,
What
that
were they
feels like a
referencing
they were
in
like,
Cars?
oh, like the car did like a thing that happens in Cars. And I was like, that's really a stretch, but like maybe. Like they were like the train, the car, and this and that happened in Cars. Whoa.
I'm gonna say, I was gonna say Casablanca, but I think I haven't seen Cape Fear, so I'm saying Cape Fear.
Allegedly, it does reference Cape Fear. I also haven't seen Cape Fear, and I didn't write down what the reference
Cape Fear
was.
is.
It was Casablanca. I made that one up. But apparently, Return of the Jedi, there's a scene in the prison that's supposed to be like the same as like when Han Solo meets Jabba the Hutt or whatever.
Okay.
Taxi Driver, I think there was some sort of reference to like the You Talking to Me. I don't know when that was, but apparently that happened. Or some reference to Taxi Driver. I didn't want to write all of this down.
That feels right, yeah.
Silence of the Lambs in the prison, there's like a scene where the cat is like Hannibal Lecter and like something.
That was when I think I was like, oh, you missed that. There was a cat and it had one of the like animal cones on it.
Yeah.
And it stuck its head up and went.
Yeah,
It was really.
that. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Funny
and
really.
then Silence of the Lamb. Sorry.
No, I was
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah, that with the Silence of the Lambs story. It's sheep June, so this we can say.
Lambs.
When I was
not one of our movies. Don't worry.
at the wedding over this past weekend, we're like walking out to dinner and we walk past this like building and my dad's like, in Manhunter, just the sequel to Silence of the Lambs, that's where Hannibal Lecter is. Like that's the exterior of it. Isn't that so cool? And we're like, yeah, sure, okay. And then he brings it up the following morning at breakfast. He's telling like 20 different people this. He was like, because some, like, his cousins or whatever were going to a puppetry museum, and he was like, that's where Hannibal Lecter is. Like, that's where, like, outside, they use the exterior. And they were kind of like, okay.
I knew where he is.
Like where the
movie?
prison is, like, the exterior was that, apparently. And so they're like, that's the puppetry museum. And he was like, why don't any of you know this? It's like, everyone should know this fact. And we were like, what are you talking? Like, nobody knows this. And then later on in the day, it turns out he fully made that up. Like, yes, it's the exterior of some building, but not the puppetry museum. Like, he was telling everyone and, like, getting mad that they didn't know. And my mom and I were like, what is he doing? Like, he really was yelling. And he was like, why doesn't anyone know this?
Very dad moment.
And I was like, and then later on, we're like, yeah, why were you, like, you were scaring everyone. You're like, the puppetry museum is where Hannibal Lecter is. And he's like, it's not, though. And I was like, then why were you saying that? I don't understand.
Huh.
So, Dad, if you're watching this, just I have a big question mark there.
Okay, yay or nay? Yeah. Blitzer, which is like the dog that was like in charge.
Okay.
Is voiced by the director for his little weird animal sounds.
I'm gonna say yay.
Nay, but the real answer is even more exciting. He's voiced by John Sparks, who is the narrator of Peppa Pig.
Oh, that is fun.
So that's very fun.
That is fun. The directors, do they cameo as anything?
It said there was a producer that cameos, but I don't know what they meant by that because it's claymation. So yeah,
they just
I guess he made a sound.
Let him go in the booth and go.
One of the producers. No idea. It was very confusing, that fact. Yeah, that's enough facts. I wrote some more, but I think we can be done now.
Do you want to hear my Shaun story?
Yes, I was gonna ask.
Okay, so I'm in 3rd grade, and we're, like, doing math, and like, they were like, read the math problem out loud, and I read it, and I'm like, scene has, because it was SEAN, and I was like, scene has 30 apples, or whatever, and this girl in my class yells at me. It's like, it's Shaun. My brother's name is Shaun. And I was like, what the heck?
I was like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've never met Scene before. And her grandma was the, like, teacher's aide. She was also mad at me. She's like, how dare you not know how to say my grandson's name? And I was like, how am I supposed to know? Why would I know that? It says Scene. But it felt really awkward. I was like, why is everyone mad?
How dare you?
How dare you not know how to say scene?
It's one of those things where, like, people just expect... There's stuff that, like, you have to teach a kid. Yeah. Because they wouldn't, like, just know it.
I'm sorry, my brother's name isn't Scene. Like...
My bad.
There are so many different ways to spell Shaun. What's the best way to spell Shaun, do you think?
I like when it has a W, because that's, like, the clearest pronunciation of Shaun. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't mess that up.
Yeah.
Kind of the same as with the U, but the W.
Yeah, I feel like the U is my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta say, scene is the one that really throws me off.
Yeah, I mean, it throws me off, but I feel like, I don't know. With the W, it just looks too right. Like, I like the kind of, like, unexpected ambiguity of it all. And with the U, that just feels, that feels like the British way. I don't know anyone with the U. Sounds like movie Shaun the Sheep and Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, this is I probably wrote this like 8 different ways when we were texting about it. Like, which Shaun is it?
Yeah. I don't know, but I also don't know any Shauns with the W besides Shawn Mendes, who I don't actually know.
Yeah. I don't think I know a lot of Shauns in general.
I've had a lot of scenes.
I mean, there's the name Shauna, and that's not
true.
Ever spelled Cena, but that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Shauna with the U, I get the...
I've seen that with a W and with a U, but Cena would be spicy.
Cena.
Yeah.
What if... John Cena, but it was spelled like that. John Shaun. John Shaun. That'd be really good.
Okay, what was your sheep story?
My sheep story?
Right? You had a Shaun story and a sheep story.
Yeah. My mom grew up with lots of animals.
The bear pit. Did they have a sheep pit too?
No. Well, that was after she moved back from Switzerland when she was living in New Hampshire. she grew up with horses, and then they had sheep. And there were lots of sheep, and they were really nice. And one time it was storming, and they had to bring the baby sheep in the house, and they, like, put in a blanket.
Huh.
I think that was
the story.
I can't remember the rest of it. I was going to ask her about it, and I forgot about it. Maybe for the next
Great
one I'll
story.
have it.
I'm so glad you were like, I have to tell this story.
Yeah,
It's
I really
so
thought
good.
I thought the details would come to me, but I just remember there were sheep, and I know, and she's told me different stories about them, about how there were different sheep, and they were different colors, and like which ones were the nice ones, and what they were like, and the one that was in the house. But I don't remember apart from it being in the house. Maybe it was born in the house, where they were like, it's storming and the sheep's gonna be born. Bring it in the house.
Maybe.
And then they had.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Cool. Good note to end on.
Yeah, I'll have to ask. Well, because I said I was gonna ask her about sheep stories and I just forgot.
Yeah.
But I'll get some for next time, because I've never had a sheep.
That's true, yeah. We have more sheep movies coming up.
We do have more sheep.
We'll have to
Don't
think
worry,
about more.
we've got all of sheep
more
June.
sheep topics.
I'll have to think of if I have any other sheep stories.
Yeah. But yeah, keep up on the Instagram at Pawlywood Pawdcast to see what the next sheep movie's gonna be.
Get your guesses in.
A weirder one than this, for sure.
Yes. I'd say this of the three is the most
normal.
Yeah. I can think of what the opposite of, like, niche is.
Mainstream.
Mainstream? Yeah.
Okay.
Mainstream.
One of them is pretty mainstream, but for a very different
True.
audience.
True.
Yeah. Shout out Sajin for guessing multiple of the upcoming movies.
Shout out to Sajin.
Well done.
We said we'd shout you out. So shout out.
Get ready for my exciting graphics that I made at 3:00 in the morning in like a manic state.
Nice. What else?
Yeah, it'll just be 3 weeks because we decided this kind of last minute.
Yeah.
And we don't film these that often. So get hyped. It'll be so fun.
Get ready for sheep.
I'm ready for the next one because this one was too normal.
I know. I'm really.
Next week will be weird.
I don't remember anything of what you sent me about the next one. Just that it's.
I don't really know anything about it. I googled sheep movies and I was like, this looks great. I've never heard of this and we have to do it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't seen any of our sheep movies.
No, me either. I thought you had seen the third one.
I have
and
not.
You just dressed as it?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
I had not seen it. I just looked up a picture.
Oh, that'll be so fun for us.
Yeah, I had wanted to see it, and then I think it wasn't. Just the timing didn't work out.
Same. Wow, so many clues. Ooh. So many clues.
For anyone who knows us, probably can figure out what that one is. Yep.
You've all seen the
You've seen the
pictures.
outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, not again.
That's how we can end this.
Oh, perfect. Just get louder and louder. Yeah. Keep tabs on Sheep June.
Sheep June.
I'll keep wearing this hat because I'm really happy to have.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I feel like I gotta branch out, but
we'll keep these.
I mean, a little sheep today. I happy very much.
I happy too. Yeah.
That's all we got. I feel
I
like.
think it is. Yeah.
If only we had a.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Are you gesturing?
I was trying to think of something to sign off.
I feel like you're about to do magic. Like the Disney Channel, like, oh, we should have one of those. A Disney Channel sign off, but we just make a sheep. Yeah.
Sheep.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. I still haven't figured out. Oh, we had a sheep sign off. A sheep related sign off is see you later.
That's pretty good. You have to like really enunciate it like we do with everything that we say on the show.
You.
See you later.
We'll be back.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Just off the cuff. Yeah. Very good.
Those are the only two sheep things I can think of.
Okay. Well, that's enough. Catch us next week.
Do you like any more?
We'll be back.
Oh, that.
That's where I thought you were going, and then you took a sharp left turn. Yeah. Okay.
That's so
sure.
much better.
Works.
You can get two in that one, so that's even better. We'll be back.
Ooh, too much. Too much excitement in one phrase.
Too many puns.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.